So I go ahead and put these very brilliant lights upon things and wonder what will come out of the situation, the entity, the idea, the cognition, the consciousness, the reference point for reality, the essence, the adoration, the love, the hate, the bequeathing, the quill, the pen, the next generation, that essential source code of all of reality. I wonder when I start speaking what I might say and how I might say it. Where did it come from? Why is it that I would say these things? Whatever it is I might say. I have a general clue or an idea or some sort of energetic quality. I like the word quality. Or function. Capacitance. It's all humorous. It's all serious. It's all of everything. It's the light of the world. It's the darkness. It's the impasse, the presumptions, the integrity, the lucidity, the conference between the mind and the bowels. It is the things that sit, the ideas that run, the strange occurrences. The why is it I'm going to stand up right now and hit this button to change it from energy saving device to cool, because I don't want to hear this thing turn on and off as an air conditioner, just a device that was created by man's mind to cool an apartment, a complex, a building, a house, a domicile. Why would I go push those buttons right there, right then, during this grandeur, during this giant speech, this technique, this... did I learn this somewhere? Did I learn how to speak to people? Do I know how to speak to people? Am I completely fucking clueless? Am I bizarre beyond belief? Am I an inspiration to an entire fucking nation? To a world? Am I a builder of all these things? I really don't know. I walk into rooms, and at times the amount of energy that people, when their eyes are focused on me, that I can feel become so overwhelming. I don't know what to do with it. And it's not about, oh, are they judging me? Are they inspiring me? Are they assisting me? Are they, and you know, because energy is just energy, right? There's always this, but what do you do with it? Somebody gave you $1 million, $1 billion, no, fuck that. Somebody gave you $1 trillion tomorrow. They gave you $1 trillion. What do you do with it? And why? Because if you know that the world exists in a way that there's generations upon generations, and there's things you can do to, because everybody, I don't care who you are, you know there's some fucking weird, funky, bizarre, fucked up, irrelevant shit going on here, right? Like, okay, well, let's stop poisoning the water. Let's stop putting weird shit in food. Let's stop doing, as a species, as a you know, hey, everybody, we're all on the same team here. don't care what your skin color is. I don't care what your blood type is. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care all of these things. I in fact don't even care if you're a statist, because that's a really big thing. That's a big terminology most people should become a little more familiar with. I don't care. I seen this poster. It was on the side of a building that was selling mattresses. And it said, hey, these 5 types of people, well, no, not types of people. These types of people, well, no, the one type of person that wears 5 different uniforms or clothing items are heroes. And it showed the uniforms of what was identified as heroic figures, and only one of the figures I could identify myself with is something of a heroic gesture, and that was the fireman. It was weird. The least paid, most brilliant person that will walk into a fire for no reason, and for every reason, because they are selfless and they're so far beyond. But then there was somebody that had a badge of a cop, and there was somebody that was in the Air Force or the Marines, and there was the cop. There was just there was 4 other things that I was just like, I can't even remember what the other 4 were, because I was like, there's only one identifying, and it wasn't even that the person was identified as a heroic or a fireman or a figure that was it's not about being better or worse. It was just somebody that would do something, and they weren't even trained to do it. The reason that they went and became trained to be a fireman is because they knew what they would do with their life anyways. They'd walk through fire for people. And it became, that's the thing, is like, a fireman is not part of the state. It's not part of the union. They're not part of the corporation. There's no fireman corporation. There's no, like, it made me really think, and I really had to. And I know I took a little bit of left-hand turn here, but it really is encompassed, engulfed in the same sort of concept that I'm trying to display to people, and so you can kind of see how the Zen mind works. And I think these people that actually put on the uniform. It's not. See, the thing is, if you're a fireman, it's not a uniform. No, because nobody cares what the fuck you look like if you walk into a fire to save someone's life. They're not doing it for a paycheck. They're not doing it for anything other than the fact that, like, they actually literally care. The rest of those people, they want a badge. There's no badge that's gonna save you from a 1,200 degree fire. That doesn't. There's no uniform, and in fact, that what they're wearing is only just giving them a little bit more time to, possibly. But they chose to do that. They knew they're not like they're not dumb people. They're not dumb. They're not. They didn't want a reward. They didn't want to. They don't want to run into a fire. That's the thing. So, when you stare into fire, and when we think of fire and firemen and the sun, there's something very familiar about. We can look at the Jesus, or look at the rest of the enigma of the fire beings, and on the astral plane, what are you? You're fire. And how does this all work here? I'm just trying to express to people on the precipice. I'm gonna take a nap in a little while, and I'll probably almost certainly get out of body and have some amazing experiences this evening. And that's in the timeline that everybody's on here. And I say all of this because you're going to go into a denser or a less dense realm. Because if you literally think you're your physical body, then go ahead and start clipping your fingernails. And you're going to, oh no, you're still the same person. And then you go, okay, I cut my hair off. I'm the same person. Then cut off your finger. Oh shit, you're the same person. Cut off your arm. Oh, there you are. And then all of a sudden you start to, and that would be, I mean, I'm not suggesting anybody go do any of this. Like, grow your hair, have your fingernails, have your fingers. I'm not saying to hurt yourself, but you'd come to quick terms with the fact that your physical body isn't what you are. It's not how you are. What the enigma, the being, the essence, the portal, the creation, the creator, and the created of all of the thing that you are. It doesn't really matter. You're not a physical form. Like death. I mean, well, I can say this for myself. Like, death is irrelevant to me. You know, it's just for anybody. There's at a high level. Like, the only thing that anybody really is concerned with is the pain, the process of pain to get to whatever the next thing is. Like, nobody wants that. I mean, there is a way of having pleasure to get to the next process too, but death is irrelevant because it happens to everyone. Dying happens to everyone. Once you accept that that's the a lot of people think of it as an exit point into darkness, but then other people are like, no, that's actually an entry point to more light. And whatever that light is, that's, you know, we're not going to get into all that. But there's no pain. There's no the process of the next enveloping of the thing. I'm trying to find the right words here for people, because it's not just as all-encompassing as you're a giant soul and you encompass everything. Ha ha ha. I mean, that's silly, because you have an entity. You're an ego. You are that. You don't lose that. You're always gonna know who you are. Whether or not you can jump in and out of other people's bodies, yeah, sure, certainly. You know, yeah. Go into the dream world and get to the high levels. You're gonna be in, like, look in a mirror and you're gonna see, like, oh, that's not my face. That's actually, yeah. I mean, it could be anybody. You're like, oh, what? Why am I? Why do I look at? I live in the 1830s and I'm a, you know, white woman and I used to be a black man. Like, none of these. It's the essence of you still exists. Whether you're, it doesn't matter the suit of skin that you wear. But during the form that you take, how is it that we can sort of avoid pain? But it's because when people get to the point, and here, let me try this. The point where I am, where I've been at for a long time, is like, how can I assist and help other people to find their path so they don't stub their toe all the time? Because I know what it feels like. It's fucking awful. Stubbing your toe is the worst thing. I literally have two. I have one broken toe, which it won't go away. Well, because when you break a toe, you can't, like, put a cast on it, and you kind of just gotta walk around with it, and your feet kind of feel weird. But yeah, well, you know, you gotta walk. You just do it. You know. So this thing, this skin suit, this portal that you exist within inside of, because you live inside of a portal of time, and this time that you exist in is the experiences that you have. It's a wave function. It's a wave particle dynamic of the wave that you're on, and the particle, which is literally the spitting forth and reflection through a mirror into what you are. and you keep creating that out of what? I mean, that's the hard thing to explain to people and show people and identify. Like, yeah, I could, I'm not so talented I can, hey, shake your hand, like, hey, what's up, buddy? You've just met Bo Jackson, Mike Tyson. What an energy center that would be for most people. I know when I walk past people and I'll put my hand on their shoulder when they're in front of me, that I notice that they'll look at me a little different, because I know the energy I put on them, just to make them, hey, excuse me, and I know that somehow something altered in their entire being and consciousness. But all of that being funneled into what I'm trying to express to people is like, man, where are all of we? And we, us, me, I, you. Those are, we find this impasse where everybody's like, no, we're all the same. Like, and my feeling in my being in my heart is, get the fuck out of here with your bullshit. If we're all the same and you are me and I am you, then why don't you feel like I feel right now at this moment? Which is, fuck you for saying that, because, oh no, I don't want, and that's frustrating, right? Like, no, everybody's got to be vegan. It's just as illegitimate and ignorant as saying, no, I fucking love bacon, let's just go fucking eat some bacon. Like, both of those people I want to kick in their fucking shins. If you're a vegan and you like fucking love bacon, I want to kick you both in the shin, and then disguise myself as the opposite. Like, I just want you both to fight. Like, it's so weird, like, because it's such a, maybe because I'm Geministic and I find a lot of familiarity with these concepts of dualism, because I find so much entertainment in the entrainment of my mind within the dualistic system to give me a balance. Because the more that you weeble and wobble, and the weeble wobbles and it doesn't fall down, and you could stand within a strange way that you have great balance. It's I don't know that there was a conclusion to this. I knew when I started speaking that I didn't know where I'd go, or what I'd say, or who I'm speaking to, because who the fuck listens to me? It's at times here, let's go on stories. This is story time. Zen 101 story time. A friend of mine took me out to have a venture around New Orleans. We went and watched the eclipse. I sat there and stared at it 45 minutes straight, like, just staring at it, looking at it, seeing what it looks like. And, because I sun gaze a little bit here and there, but I haven't in a long time. There was no reason I should be able to look into the sun for 45 minutes straight and not just really have a big blurred spot in my vision that would obviously be healing cataracts and healing things in my eyes, because certainly it did anyways. But afterwards, it was good. And we just sat there for 2 hours. You know what I got? I got a suntan on my face. That's what I got, and I had a good time with a friend of mine. And we took a bike ride, and we came to this place where we started commenting on the energies, and this is funny to speak about in a way, like the people that we had met and that we'd come across, and like how they respond and act towards us and other parts of the world. It's like people watching. People watching people, and me getting into this. Like how to function and see the world, and then her saying, well, there's this way to do things, and there's this process to understanding the world. And then I had this strange response of saying, well, I don't particularly know that I want to understand this world, because I've understood this world for a long time. I overstand this world, and I've spoken on understanding this world because, well, yes, it's all inside of me and it's all reflective thing, and then it becomes very confusing when I can just go, okay, right now I'm sitting here and I say, oh, it's all inside of me, and right now, hey, I can change the way I think. Just breathe a little bit. I put a smile on my face, and like, I feel good right now. And I'm like, hey, there should be 3 people walking in my house right now. Where are they? Why am I not affecting time and energy that quickly? How long do I gotta invest my energy to create a world that produces what I want, what I desire? Or should I not desire and want anything because I have it all? Which is, that's a great way to look at it too. So we sat and talked for a long time, and we found this path, bike path, a mental path, a way to pursue an avenue of consciousness. And the resulting place was and is where I'm sitting now, and where that person is sitting. Is how much different is it? How much different is? And these talks are always, they're not geared towards me. I mean, in a sense, certainly, because I'm more important than you are, and you should be more important than I am. I say these things for you to better your life, because I would assume if En Lakesh is true and the Mayans are right, we're all the same thing, and we want to improve each other's lives. And so, if 200 people or 2,000 or a billion people listen to this, how does this alter the world? How does this change the world? How can I change my friend's life to better it? Because why would I ever want to worsen anyone's situation? What a silly thing. But we've been surrounded by, and maybe here's the great conclusion, we've been surrounded by people that somehow are destroy and are so rancid that they, like, how is it right now there are people sitting on the street starving? How is it? It's not that they don't want to fix their lives. It's not that they don't want a better thing. It's that capitalism and corporatocracies and all of this dominant bullshit creates an environment that says something is better than something else. And like, how is it that every house isn't provided with the paint color and the proper, like, hey, some people want a bed that's soft and some people want it a little more firm, but you have to make the proper amount of money by putting your the person that is working the fucking garbage truck is doing way more work than the cocksucker, and say, oh, there it is. I can't believe you just used such a vile word to speak about the people that are middle management making $40,000 a year. And then the person that's working fucking upper management making $250,000 a year. What is $250,000? What does that even mean to anyone? Oh, well, they have a better life because they were able to do what? Instruct other people on how to be fucking ignorant assholes? You walk into a store and like, hi, nice to fucking see ya. You walk into, I was just told that you can walk into one of the greatest stores on the planet, Costco. You don't even have the ID and all this shit. You could just walk into Costco now. Anybody watch Idiocracy? Welcome to Costco. We love you. That's the thing. That's where we are. We're an idiocracy. If you thought Idiocracy or the Matrix was not true, like you've missed the whole thing. And so we're all sitting here going, there's this imbalance of power. There's a juxtaposition of, it's not who deserves it more, because it's like, who's better or worse? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know you. I don't know what you've been through, or what you think your value is, or what color you are, what your blood type is, or how any of this shit works. I really don't. I don't know a fucking thing. I'm an idiot when it comes to life. I might be the dumbest person you've ever listened to. I have nothing to say. I'm probably on the spectrum. What do they call that? Autistic. I'm probably a fucking I'm autistic. How's that? I'm an autistic savant. And if I'm autistic, I'm allowed to say I'm a savant, because, well, obviously I'm so stupid I think I'm smart. I'm so stupid I think the Earth is flat. Do I think for myself, or do I just and then I gotta use that funny voice, and we go through all this stupid shit, right? It's not downplaying the intelligence of the simple man or the simple woman that just goes through life figuring out, like, hey, what is simple and what makes me happy. And it's so troubling having a large amount of information, and to be given complete, absolute, unfettered access to everything, and then just go, but no one's going to believe me. No one's going to understand what I have to say. The smarter you are, the dumber you sound to stupid people. And I'm surrounded by 95% are stupid people. And then I got to go, but I was a stupid person once. I was overwhelmed and overrun by the statist nonsense. And the people that taught me that, they're not dumb people, but they were overrun by it too. And like all of these diseased people, diseased mindsets. And then I'm saying, how do I help? How do I fix it? And all I want to do is I want to have an island. I want to get the fuck out of here. I hate this place. I mean, I love all of you. I do. Oh, what is love? Oh, what is hate? I mean, it's not even that I hate it. I'm bored of it. Like, I'm bored. Like, I'm bored of trying to help people. I'm bored of trying to teach people, because nobody cares. And then some people that do care, they get fucking attached. They're like leeches, and they want to suck my fucking brains and balls. Like, get the fuck off of me. I don't care. Like, get away from me. Like, I want people to actually, like, feel me, that dig me, that vibe with me. And I can't find those motherfuckers anywhere. I'm 38 years old on the planet Earth. Lots of F's there. And I can't find one that really vibe. Do you know how many people I've met? You know how many cities I've lived in? Do you know how many places? Do you know how many people I walk and I run into, I sit next to, I have conversations with, I listen to their stories and they listen to mine, and we communicate. And all in all, no. I feel like I'm speaking into an empty container. Do you know, like speaking through cups with a wire that's made of you know, like telephones that are made, you can't hear the other person on the other side, but you just play this little game. Like, this is how I feel. And I go, oh, I can't. I'm not. Fuck. What am I here for? I'm gonna look around like, what is this? What is this? Here, look at this little token. Here, you can hear it. You hear that? This is a beautiful little token of remembrance that a friend of mine gave me. What value does it have? Keeps a roof over my head. This guy's playing guitar. He's from Hawaii. Great. Got a beer here. Got a giant stone. Crystals on it. Here, I'll give you storytelling time. Here's another story. Probably about 20 pounds worth of 20 pounds at least. Like, no, maybe more than that, because what I'm holding in my hand is about 4 or 5. So maybe 30 pounds of, it was, I was living in Indiana at the time. Bloomingtown, Indiana. And here, I'll give you a couple stories here, because apparently that's all that matters, storytellers. We moved in this house, beautiful house. It was just finished being rebuilt. It was the strangest place, because it was somewhere between being rebuilt to being better than, and fucking something up. It was a strangest juxtaposition of things, and I'm going to try to explain to you how and why and what came out of it. And it's the story of this crystal that on the outside is looks like a rock. We moved in this place, and it's wonderful, fabulous. I started doing a lot of alchemy there, a lot of out of body dream work, and there was an old woman that used to live there, and her house that had a couple of trees. One was started to die, and I remember I actually had to go through this process of throwing a bunch of different chemicals. When I say chemicals, I mean like baking soda and hydrogen peroxide, and well, we'll save that for later. But anyways, I felt like I might have saved a tree or something. But they cut down her. She had this yard that was full of flowers everywhere. It's just beautiful giant flowers. And instead of leaving them, they cut down the entire yard, all the flowers and everything, and then they grinded up everything, and they tried to flatten out the entire yard. But the flowers just kept growing back. And in this, when they were digging up the yard, they found this giant, it was probably 30 pounds worth of crystal. But I don't even know how they knew it was, but they just took this giant rock. I don't know, maybe it's a little smaller than a soccer ball, and put it on the porch. I don't know if they were leaving it there or whatever. And so we moved in, and I grabbed this stone, and I was like, what the fuck? Why did they leave this here? This is just a ball of dirt. I was like, oh shit, I think I know what this is. So I took a hammer and I cracked it open. This is a giant stone. It's sitting in my pocket. Like, part of it is sitting like right now in my lap, and I'm looking through this entire this yard. I'm like, wow, like these flowers keep growing back, but they just wanted to flatten it out, and they made the house all real nice. And this place, one of the first times that I had an out-of-body experience while living there. I mean, I've had plenty more, and prior to this and after this. I got out of body, and it's one of the first times I walked through walls, and I walked through the wall, I could see the atomic structure of the wall and the density. I could feel the density of walking through the door. And I was in the back bedroom, and I was walking into the through the house, and then going out the front door. And when I did, I saw the woman, and I can't really recall the whole situation, but I remember seeing the old woman. I wish I could have. I wish I had known what I knew what I know now, to have a little better control, because at the time I was like, oh man, I'm out of body, I'm good. Like, hey, let's go have a good time. But I still walked slowly, and I wanted to figure out, like, I wanted to see this town, and so I started walking rather than just like fucking jumping out the house and just like doing some shit. Let me walk down the street. But there was this weird kind of density about the house and the energy and the woman. And there was, and so here I am on an eclipse with this quartz crystal stone that's about, I don't know, about 4 or 5 pounds in my hand. It's about the size of a softball, and the whole thing was a little smaller than a soccer ball. And I'm holding this, and it was on the eclipse, and I'm just going through this concept of like, how the fuck does all this shit work, and what can I offer, and what can I get in return, and can I trade this in for something else? Can I get rid of everything that I own? I don't know. Where would I go? How could I do all of this? What is this? What does it all mean? How can I feel better? How can you feel better? I don't know, man, because I look around, and it always circles back to this kind of interesting proposition of like, man, nobody out here gets it. Like, They're poisoning your water. They're poisoning your food. And I don't know who they are anymore. Like, I just know that there's people part of corporations, dead entities, like, and this corporate capitalist society that just, because people are like, no, I just want to take care of my family. And while these people are taking care of their family, they're actually poisoning their family and everyone else by going to the grocery store and buying the fucking boxed bullshit. And they're fucking going and getting in these cars that are like, why are the cars 2,000 pounds? Do you know you could actually no, it's funny. My father years ago invested into a company that made tires that do not pop, because you know how many people die a year because a tire explodes. Well, that's really easy to fix, and the company also was into some technology that was like, oh, do you know why? They're not into this technology. Let me just take a little side note here. Do you know why a roller coaster can stop and always will? Because it uses electromagnetics. There's no friction, there's no real moving parts other than the electromagnetic thing that's occurring that stops the whole shit. This is why people you don't hear of these things, because they don't exist, of people like, well, we had an accident today on the roller coaster, because they make the roller coaster so it won't break. And they could add that same technology to your brakes. But they don't. And who is they and why? Because there's too much profit, there's too much money, there's too much domination and control and patriarchal, all that bullshit. And we still exist here. We still exist in this society where that shit is okay. It's just okay with everyone. And no one knows how to do anything or will do anything about it. You can tell all the people that are the leaders of the new world, the leaders of the free world. You can tell all these politicians. I've been listening. I've been a couple of people, fucking Paul Rand and what's this fucking name? I don't know. And then listen to this cat on a couple of these Instagram channels. He's a rapper guy, and there's like all of these people I'm listening, like, oh, we're totally anti this, anti that, and all of a sudden, like, they're like, oh, well, we're all for, truth and blah, blah, blah. But then they support politicians. How? How? They're all part of the same system that it's statist nonsense and bullshit. And these same statist assholes that fucking want you to eat shit and die. Literally eat shit and die. That's what they're saying. Like, here, take this number on your birth certificate, and then take these poison pills, take these needles, live on this ball that we're going to sell you, so you're confused about everything, spinning around, and let's now eat shit and fucking die. This is what it's all about. And how to fix any of that. Is there any fixing? Like, I'm at the point where, like, I just go, I don't know. Like, I watched this video of Joe Rogan the other day who was saying, like, hey, tell me anything you want. I'll lie to my fucking mother. I don't care. And I was like, yeah, I don't even blame this dude. I don't. He's a fucking comedian. He's out there. He's hunting. He's eating venison. He's doing his shit. Like, he went from saying, we never went to the moon to, oh, of course we landed on the moon. Like I feel the same way, in a sense. Like, what am I going to do? Who the fuck am I? Nobody listens. Nobody cares. Nobody's going to fix anything. So, here, how is my life? How can I improve my life? Well, shit. I'll wake up and fuck. I eat good. Every now and then I get some beautiful women in my life. Eating good, drinking good. I got some friends here and there. I don't know. Is anybody actually honest and truthful and wants some integrity? I'm almost tired of it. Like, it's so pointless, because people are so fucking filthy, ignorant, and petty, and full of shit, that it's beyond my capacity to even comprehend how to fix that. There's so many things that I'm like, oh, that's easy to fix, but does anybody care? Does anybody want that to be fixed? Do you even want it to be fixed? Somebody was having a conversation the other day, like, talking about junkies. Like, does junkie want to be fixed? No. Does anybody here actually want to be here? Like, really? Like, look at the entire planet. Like, what percentage of your life, percentage of the time that you live, you got three things that are occurring. You're either consciously aware of your existence or you're not. And during those moments, when you're not aware, you're not aware. But when you're consciously aware, so here's the three moments. You have unconsciousness, means you don't know what the fuck's going on. Then you have consciously aware, and during those consciously aware moments, what do you require? What do you want? Do you want to be dead or do you want to be alive? Because I was watching I was listening to these people talk, and I was listening to this other person talk just a little while later, and the response is like, fucking kill me now. And this other person was like, fucking, this is so stupid, like, just fuck the junkies, let them die. Like, and I'm just like, and they were so, the awareness of just, they weren't even aware of their unconsciousness of the fact that they were just saying something and repeating it. It was so weird. It was this really, like, the sentiment of like, is anybody actually aware of anything that's going on? And the people that are actually aware sound like fucking idiots. I sound like a fucking like a raging lunatic. If anyone could sit down right now and listen to this, right now we're probably about 42 minutes in. See, I'm just guessing that. I have fucking no clue. But what am I? Am I so fucking hyper intelligent that I can hit this button on here and look at how many minutes in I am, or am I just so excessively aware of? It doesn't really matter, but it's that everybody else is just not fucking aware of anything. Like, who can I help? Like, I could help myself all day fucking long, right? Doesn't mean I'm gonna help you. If nobody else cares, why the fuck do I care? Does anybody get the point here? I don't care about somebody that wants to fucking join a bike club. I'm gonna fucking join a bike club because somebody wants to be in a club. You know what a club does? It beats people. I don't want to be in a bike club with somebody. I don't. Are you guys ready to join a bike club? I rode by a place today. I saw these people doing like, I looked in the window and they were in this little community of 5-6 people being ballerinas, and I'm like, man, you guys are all fucking, your toes are bleeding, and like and I could just see it in them, all of them. I seen it. I looked right at it. I'm like, they're all doing that because like they became ballerinas because their mothers wanted them to become ballerinas because they saw it on TV and they thought that was the cute thing to do, and now they're like fucking. Their children are 38 years old, 50 years old. There are a couple 20-something-year-olds in this class that are just going, they fucking hate being there. I could see it. They're sweating. They're sweating off an enigma that was put on them. They don't even want to be there. And then there's all these clubs of people they're just getting beat over their fucking own consciousness with. So, as Zen always does, I try to bring this around. What is the solution to all this? Well, this time I stared in the sun all day, and I realized I don't think there is a solution. Not for me, not for you, not for anybody. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go fucking enjoy myself any way I can. I don't know. Fucking carve some shit, eat some shit some shit, drink some shit, fuck some shit. Flip some shit, script some shit. Be bright, be wise, be amazing. I don't know. Go humor some people. Go play with some people. Go act like this. Go act like that. I don't know. Hey, to everybody not knowing but hopefully exploring and entertaining and enjoying themselves.